Hello my fellow residents. So it's become apparent that a whole bunch of people making video game consoles are now trying to hit that 4K iron. They're all going out of their way to get 4K resolutions on their consoles because they think that's the future. And of course it is. But is it the immediate future? That I don't think. I asked a question to a whole bunch of people on Twitter with this link right here, and if you can actually take a look at the graph, we can see that a whole bunch of people, over 70%, say that they're not buying a 4K TV. Now, of course, this isn't any big scientific study, this is just people that follow Rerez. But based off of that knowledge alone, I gotta say that I'm a little bit worried about all these console manufacturers trying to hit 4K when it looks like nobody really wants them. Everybody that's been talking about making 4K consoles has pretty much been very formatted in the way that they say that this new console iteration of these 4K systems will not do anything for 1080p players. All it's going to do is take the regular games that we're running right now and upscale them to 4K resolutions, which is probably not the smartest move on the market. I personally believe that we should be seeing console manufacturers create newer, more powerful consoles every year. And I know I seem to be in the minority about that, but I think it's really good for consumers. I want it to be a really important thing for every console manufacturer to include backwards compatibility with their older games. And as we go through the future of getting consoles released every single year with little tiny upgrades here and there, whether it be larger hard drives, more RAM, better video cards, I think it's important that we understand that older video games need to work cross-compatible. So old games that were released on the first system will run on the new system, and new games released for the new system will run on the old ones. Maybe they don't have all the same features, or they don't load as fast, or maybe they don't have such high resolutions, but they need to be able to run on all the systems. This is really important because we need to get to a point where these consoles are allowing developers to make far bigger and far greater games. I know a lot of people out there are really upset because they want their next console to last 9 years and have these games coming out year after year after year while we don't move or progress with the industry. But allowing these consoles to stagnate and not improve over time is not really good for consumers or for the industry. We need to be able to see these games take advantage of newer and greater features and improve over time. And if we do that, we allow the manufacturers to basically say, okay, every year we're going to make a new iteration of these consoles, and these consoles are going to get better and better and better. And the backwards compatibility? There's no reason, because that means every console that just gets improved over time slowly will have the ability to keep going forward. Think about it this way. No matter what MP3 player you get, no matter how fast they get, no matter what they do, the MP3s always work. And that's exactly what needs to happen with consoles. We need consoles to have games that are designed like MP3s, that are designed like AVIs or MP4s, or some kind of format that continue moving forward. We need these games to be created in a packaged format that can be used on modern systems every farther away we get from that original release. And I think that's the best way that we could be thinking about consoles in the future. I know a lot of people don't want the ability to go out and buy that one console and spend a lot of good money on one of those systems just to have a new one come out next year that outranks the one they just bought. But I think if we do that, the older consoles that will get slightly older as every year progresses will be a lot cheaper and easier to buy, and they will drastically reduce in price. And I mean to a point that people that really want to get that console and get into the gameplay can get a much easier to purchase system at like $50 when the new systems are coming out at $499. Now, a while ago I talked about how I think somebody else should make the Xbox One, and we should have people making a whole bunch of consoles and a whole bunch of different manufacturers. And I want that to happen, I really do. But I don't think we're there yet. Where I do think we could go is with this whole yearly release model. It works really great with Android phones, and it works really great with iPhones, if Apple knew how to make a cell phone. But, you know, that's a whole other topic. Essentially, what I really want to see is these consoles come out every year because really, it would make some great video games.